Hey there, pals. It's another Wednesday. I hope you enjoyed. If you looked at the link I sent you earlier today, you know how I love that Geico commercial, Camel, and just love just to celebrate, laugh a little bit with you guys. So if you haven't watched that, go back and watch it, okay? Hey, just want to check in with you. I miss you guys so much and look forward to a time when maybe we can have some Zoom meetings. I'm actually currently working on setting up times for each class to have a Zoom meeting. And then I will select an extra time for those who can't make their class meeting, maybe for just a all-encompassing everybody else kind of thing. But I do want to be able to see your faces and hear your voices, and check in with you a little bit and tell you about some things. So be looking on the outlook for those Zoom link information coming up really, really soon. So today I wanted to read you a story called Carrots, Eggs, or Coffee. I don't know who the author is. Somebody just years ago who knows I love to collect stories sent this one to me, and it's been a good one. And I hope that it has something to offer us as we live through this period of adversity. You know, adversity hits all the time. I mean, life brings adversity. Currently, just so many people are facing it all at once, and we're facing a common adversity. So it's kind of ramped up, you know, everything. But I think this is a good message for us to put in our PAL toolbox we talked about, the message of this, and to hang on to it. And it really is something to think about. So here we go. Carrots, eggs, or coffee? A young woman went to her grandmother and told her about her life and how things were so hard for her. After a lot of other disappointments over the past few months, she just found out her husband was cheating on her, and she was devastated. She did not know how she was going to make it, and she wanted to give up. She was tired of fighting and struggling. I mean, it seemed as soon as one problem was solved, a new one came along. Her grandmother took her to the kitchen. She filled 3 pots with water and placed each on a high fire. Soon the pots began to boil. In the first pot, she placed some carrots. In the second, she placed eggs, and in the third, she placed some ground coffee beans. She let them sit and boil without saying a word. After some time, she turned off the burners. She fished the carrots out and placed them on a plate. She pulled the eggs out and put them in a bowl. Then she ladled the coffee out and placed some in a cup. She turned to her granddaughter and said, "Tell me what you see." "Carrots, eggs, and coffee," she replied. Her grandmother brought her closer and asked her to feel the carrots. She did, and noted that they were soft. The grandmother then asked the granddaughter to take an egg and break it. After pulling off the shell, she observed the hard-boiled egg. Finally, the grandmother asked the granddaughter to sip the coffee. The granddaughter smiled as she tasted its rich aroma. The granddaughter then asked, "But what does it mean, grandmother?" Her grandmother explained that each of these objects had faced the same adversity, boiling water. Each, though, reacted differently. The carrot went in strong, hard, and tenacious. However, after being subjected to the boiling water, it softened and became weak. The egg had been fragile. Its thin outer shell had protected its liquid interior, but after sitting through the boiling water, its inside became hardened. The ground coffee, however, the beans were unique because after they were in the boiling water, they had changed the water. "So which one are you?" she asked your granddaughter. Adversity is knocking on your door. How will you respond? Are you a carrot, an egg, or a coffee bean? So think of this. Which am I? Am I the carrot that seems strong, but when pain and adversity hit, do I wilt and become soft and lose my strength? Am I the egg that starts with a malleable heart with the potential to be shaped into many things, but then changes when things heat up? Do I have a fluid spirit, but after a disappointment, a breakup, a financial hardship, or some other trial, will I allow myself to become hardened and stiff? Does my shell look the same, but on the inside, do I become bitter and with a stiff spirit and hardened heart? Or am I like the coffee beans? The beans actually change the hot water. the very circumstance that brings the pain. When the water gets hot, the beans release fragrance and flavor. If I am like the beans, when they're at their worst, when things are at their worst, I get better and change the situation around me. When the hour is the darkest and trials are the greatest, do I elevate myself to another level? So how do you handle adversity? Do you tend to be a carrot, an egg, or a coffee bean? Something to think about.